After a heartbreaking loss to Quincy over the weekend, the Hilltoppers are looking to bounce back at home against the visiting New Bedford Whalers. Hello again, everybody. I'm Evan Massoud. Thanks for tuning in to Fred TV for this boys volleyball match. Well, I just spoke with Coach Brendan Kelly of the Hilltoppers, and he tells me that he's very happy with his 2016 team, saying that they practice hard and work well with each other. Unfortunately, though, their 3-4 record does not reflect their above-average play this year. And one of their 4 losses is in the Big Three, making tonight's match crucial for the hometown boys. JV is wrapping up behind me. Varsity's getting ready to rock, and we'll have all the action for you next on Fred TV. So don't change that channel. It's Durfee and New Bedford once again, coming up next. All right, folks, we're just about ready to get this one started. You see the Hilltoppers and the Whalers on the court. JV just did wrap up, as we said in the open, and the Durfee boys won it in 3, finishing up that 3rd game with a 25-19 win. So they win the match 2-1, the best-of-3 JV match. In varsity, we play best-of-5, so a little more to it. Durfee again at 3-4. New Bedford, they're coming in at 5-1. So they're off to the hot start. However, the New Bedford Whalers have not played in almost 2 weeks. The last time that they played, it was the Friday before spring vacation. So that was April 15th. So over a week and a half without playing any games. Coach Burgess does not expect that to be a problem, since they practice every day. He said they have good practices, the team is prepared. But you have to expect that there's going to be just a little bit of rust because nothing beats live action. Brendan Rocket wearing the libero jersey for the Hilltoppers. He gets them started with the serve, and Durfee cannot corral the return. So the Whalers grab the first point of the game. Serving now left to right for the Whalers. This is Logan Haight. Good dig out there by Rocket, but Okori was caught off a little bit. That was Mark Okori. Couldn't get back to the net. It wasn't high enough. It hit the net. So 2-0 New Bedford early on here, and Haight will serve again. This one low, hitting his defenders. Actually, it hit Tyrin Ashley, their senior, in the back, so that served no good. Durfee gets their first point, and Hilltoppers will have control. Sub again is Tristan Malarkey for Brendan McDonald, number 13. So 1 for 13. And the serve is good over the net. There's the set. And trying to finish it was Trevor Green. Cannot, so we're knotted up at 2. Didn't get high enough. The ball was falling. And there's another serve for the Hilltoppers. Right over the net it goes. Trying for the reprieve was Green. Okori sends it strong, but a little too long. New Bedford will take over. So on the serve there, that was Tyrin Ashley. Now Okori trying to get a point back, and he does with authority. And back and forth we go, as we typically do in volleyball. Very rarely do you see a major blowout. So Okori gets the point, and he will now serve from right to left. Good serve from Mark. He is one of 3 captains for the Hilltoppers. So Kai Howard there, a nice job keeping it in play. Joe Camara with the soft put over the net. Oh, a little miscommunication there. Condi and Green getting tied up. Durfee will keep control. Of course, the Hilltoppers coached by Brendan Kelly, with assistant coaches Kelly DeGagny, Chris Policino, and Corey Linares. Another good serve for Okori. Tapped over the net. set by Connor Riley and Sakai Howard trying to put it away. Hilltoppers get it back. Joe Camara with the spike. It's going out of play. Who wants it? Nobody gets there. It falls. Durfee with a 2-point lead. 5-3 in the early goings. Just saw Connor Riley there with the set, and Coach Kelly was telling me that he is a new setter this year. He is a senior, but he's a new setter. And so they've had to train him. Point goes to New Bedford. But, you know, to echo what I said in the open, Coach Kelly says he's very happy with the team. Just a couple of points away from being, say, 5-2 versus 3-4. So the little things are what are being worked on now. Vicious spike for the Whalers. That looked to be Matthew Lopes playing the net, tying us up at 5. And Green will go on the serve again. A couple familiar names if you've watched our sports coverage throughout the year between, say, football and basketball, the winter sports season, even soccer. Some of these names on the New Bedford roster you've heard before. You've seen some of these players. Durfee gets the point. That one was just inside the boundaries, over the net. So Sakai Howard will get to serve. Slows up and floats it over the net. Joe Camara sends it back over on the third touch. And another strong kill there for Matthew Lopes. Ties it up at 6. And Sakai will swap out for Brendan Rocket in the libero. Wearing the libero for New Bedford is Preston Pena. So he's into the game now. He's wearing the blue libero. Durfee with the red libero. Ibrahim Naata, soft touch. Nicely played on the other side by Condi. Now he'll get a chance at a spike. Blocked at the net by the Hilltoppers. They keep it alive. That was Riley and Naata. Rocket keeps it alive, sends it back. And it eventually falls. Good sequence here for both sides. New Bedford gets the point, though. 7-6 Whalers. Connor Roy on the serve. Corey plays the return. Setting up Naata. He puts it into the ground, and he's fired up. He always gets fired up. He lets you know how happy he is. So Riley getting the set. Naata with the finish, and Riley will now serve. We're tied at 7. And that's good for an ace right there for Connor Riley. Had just the right touch there. It fell, and Roy could not dig it out. This time going to the right side. A little more elevation on it. And another good kill for Condi. So Condi and Lopes playing the net and getting some points for the Whalers. And it'll be Lopes serving. This is his first opportunity to serve in the game. Good serve. Boy, he's got some power, but it's just outside the boundaries. Good placement, just a little too strong. Both teams have played one Big 3 matchup this season. New Bedford 1-0, beating Brockton. Durfee losing to Brockton, of course. That was their opening night game. The serve no good for the Hilltoppers, so they give back possession. So Durfee 0-1 in the Big 3. This match tonight would be a big one if they can come out on top, even things up, hand everybody a loss. Corey. Wow, nice dig there by Pena. And Naata gets the save, or gets the kill there. You always want a guy like that on your team. Someone who gets everybody fired up, keeps everybody into the game. He'll take a seat for now. Durfee's bench is not a bench. All the players stand, cheer on the team. Rocket back in to serve now. Riley placed nicely on the Ashley spike. Plays his own and gets the point. Ten aside here in game one. This best-of-5 match between New Bedford Whalers visiting the Durfee Hilltoppers. Evan Massoud with you on Fred TV. Boys varsity volleyball. Great to be with you. So Kai Howard going to grab a point, put the Hilltoppers back up. The largest margin we've seen has been a 2-point lead for Durfee, and that's it. That's how close this opening set has been. Back to serve, Tristan Malarkey. This is his second opportunity in the match. Having a back pedal there, now sending it to Trevor Green, who rolls it off the fingertips. Didn't get a good look at it. And Durfee up by 2. Malarkey will try to make it 3. Serve on the far side now. And that one missing. So 12-11. Tyron Ashley will serve for the Whalers. Some good height, but a little too much downward movement. It's almost like he hit the ball just a hair late, because he certainly got a good leaping start at it. Hit the ball down, though. So into the net, Durfee with the 2-point lead again. And Mark Okori will serve. There's the set. Malarkey able to save it. Riley will send it over on the third touch. Look out for Lopes. Nope, that's not Lopes this time. That was Green, I believe. And the Hilltoppers keep it up. Kamara can't keep it in, though. And the Whalers will get it back. So Trevor Green setting up to serve. Gives it a ride. Malarkey there. Kamara goes down hard. He can't save it. He and Riley were going for it. We're tied at 13. And Green will get a second look here. Okori to Riley. Sakai Howard gets blocked at the net. Eli Condi standing right there for the denial, and the Whalers take a lead. That's out. Knotted at 14. As usual, a pretty good crowd on hand. Durfee going to get the point here on what I believe was a foul here on the Whalers. So Sakai Howard will serve again. Good block by Riley. He'll set. Naata, soft touch. Point going to New Bedford, though. Howard comes out. Back in is Rocket with the libero. Serving will be Connor Roy for the Whalers. But as I was saying, yeah, good crowd. A little more fans on hand with the big three. Oh, what a block. Matthew Lopes saying, not today. Not this time. Got me a couple times, but not this time. New Bedford back out in front by a point. Roy on the serve. And this time the Whalers can't return it. Can't send it back for a point. Tied at 16. Brendan McDonald back in for his second go-around as Malarkey subs out. So 1 for 13, or pardon me, 13 for 1, I should say. Connor Riley will serve. There's Lopes, puts it right into the ground. But Durfee getting the point on the net foul by Lopes. Whalers coached by Kevin Burgess, Jimmy Oliveira, the assistant. Second year for Coach Burgess leading the varsity team. Been with the school, though, for over 15 years. Another point for Durfee. (18-16) in the opening game. Riley will keep serving. Setting up Green. Off of Akori's fingertips. He can't handle it. And the Whalers cut it back to 1. Matthew Lopes will serve for his second time. He went a little long. He's got so much power. Naata, soft touch. Roy sends it back. McDonald to Naata. Foul at the net again for the Whalers, and Durfee takes it back. They lead by 2. Oh, we got a player down on the Whalers side. That is Tyrin Ashley, number 12. Looks like he's in some pain, grabbing maybe his knee or his ankle. Might have landed funny. Kelly Mahoney, our Hilltoppers trainer. Gonna check out Tyron Ashley, make sure that he's okay. See Coach Burgess out there as well. Quite frankly, didn't even see him go down. But the way he was wincing in pain, where he was grabbing on his legs and his ankles, looks like he might have rolled something or just landed funny. Gonna try to get up on his own power, and he does. And he'll walk it off. Always good to see that. Whenever somebody goes down, they can get up on their own power. That's always a good thing. We don't want anybody getting severely hurt. You know, some bumps and bruises are to be expected with any sport, but never want to see anything serious. We know we've seen it before, but sometimes it's inevitable. But good to see that Ashley able to get up there, no problem. We'll see if he re-enters in a little bit. For now, Durfee up 19-17 in Game 1 of this best-of-5 match. And it is Kevin Tinoco. Durfee will get the point. It went out of bounds. Eli Condi thought that. The Hilltoppers made contact. And Tinoco will serve again. Durfee with their largest lead. It's a 3-point lead. And Condi will get the point this time to cut it back to 2. Of course, it's best of first to 25, but you got to win by 2. So if it's, say, tied at 24, then you go with a game point if you pull ahead. So right now, though, it's now 20-19, 2 straight points for New Bedford. So it could go to that, could go past 25. Got to win it by 2, kind of like tennis. Oh, just over the net. Akori goes down. Riley sends it over. Good block by Naata. Green trying to get the point off the basketball net. Tinoco saves it. And unfortunately, it goes too far out of bounds to the side for Naata to do anything with it. So 3 straight points for the Whalers, but good effort. Tinoco giving up the body. Condi will serve. Try to put the Whalers ahead. Rocket to Riley. Here's Naata. Right through the 5-hole. Durfee back on top. So again, yes, to win the game, you need to be the first to 25 or win by 2. So the Hilltoppers would like to get a little bit of a cushion here as they try to wrap up this first game. They've looked good. So has New Bedford. It's been pretty evenly split. Not a lot of mistakes, some pretty solid points. That's a low return, and it's going to fall in no man's land. Whalers with a little miscommunication there between Logan Height and Connor Roy. They let it fall. 22-20 now, and Rocket will serve again. Playing it is Pena. There's the set. Rocket falling back. Mark Okori gets the point. Ricocheted right off of Pena. He could not play it. 23-20, so back to a 3-point lead. Rocket trying to keep it going here. Finishing strong. Another good serve. They're going to set up. That's going to go right back over the net. Rocket now again, and New Bedford will get it, saying again a net violation there. So now New Bedford will look to climb back in and tie it back up, 23-21. One mistake here, though, and Durfee will get to serve out for a Game 1 win. Rocket going down to the knees. Sakai Howard will try to tip it over, and Durfee does get the point, and they will get to serve out Game 1, or at least they'll hope to do that. 24-21 the score. And coming in to try to cap off this first set, this first game, is Tristan Malarkey, serving right to left for the Hilltoppers. Pena plays it. They're going to set up. Who are they going to set up? That was going to Ashley. Okori's going to send it over, and the Whalers get the point at the net. Oh, Tyron Ashley a little bit fired up there. Taking some cues from Durfee's Naata, I guess. 24-22. Ashley on the serve, and it's going to get over for the point. Malarkey did not play it cleanly. Coach Kelly says, all right. Looks like he's not worried about it. 24-23. Rocket. Mark trying to put it away. Okori will put it away. Good fake by Sakai Howard in front. It went to Mark Okori, and the Hilltoppers take it 25-23. Game 1 match, Game 1 set there. So the Hilltoppers up 1-0 over Durfee. So a good first game for the Hilltoppers. And a good finish despite it getting a little close there at the end. Able to stay with it. Pretty much everybody involved, too, for the Hilltoppers in that first game. Coach Kelly said that he basically has 9 starters, all 9 of them playing, and he'll sub in a few from the bench on this 12-man roster. So he's got a lot of starters. It's not really just limited to the 6 that are listed on the sheet that go out there for that first serve. It was pretty clear there because Hilltoppers did a good job. Malarkey, number 1. Brendan Rocket with the libero, number 3. Sakai Howard, number 7. Kevin Tanako got in there for a few serves, number 8. We had, of course, Naata, number 9. Connor Riley, number 10. Mark Okori, number 12. And Brendan McDonald, number 13. Also had Joe Camara in there, number 14. So really on the bench was Cody Pereira, Cameron Branco, and Larry Mendez Fortes. We'll see if they get in there at all. Of course, we'll switch sides, too. So Durfee will now be on the left. Bedford on the right. So if you're just joining us here on Fred TV, this is Boys Varsity Volleyball, Big 3 action from the Luke Urban Fieldhouse. Evan Massoud with you as the Durfee Hilltoppers host the New Bedford Whalers. First time that they've squared off this season. They will square off again on Monday, May 2nd at New Bedford. So just a few days away, actually. Don't normally see that, but both of these games in close proximity to each other on the schedule. New Bedford is 1-0 in the league, beating Brockton earlier this season, 5-1 overall. Durfee 3-4 overall with an 0-1 Big 3 record. They lost to Brockton on opening day in pretty much a heartbreaker. They were up 2-1, and they could not close the door in Game 4, and they gave it up in Game 5. But, you know, opening night, it's hard to sometimes expect or see what or know what you're going to expect on opening night. You don't always get what you're hoping for because it's the first game of the season. So sometimes you take those with a grain of salt. Unfortunately for Durfee, it was a league game because their first game got canceled thanks to snow. We all remember the April snowstorm. So it's unfortunate that Durfee had to open with a Big 3 matchup. You don't normally see that. Usually the first game or two, a match or two, depending on the sport, is usually a non-league game. Gives the teams a chance to kind of find a rhythm. Durfee had to, you know, jump right into action early. So Matthew Lopes will serve for the Whalers to start things off. Mark Okori trying to put it away. No. Whalers able to keep it going here, and they'll give Okori another look. And once again, a nice dig by Trevor Green. And the Whalers end up getting the point out of it. Looked like Tyron Ashley. And Ashley, good to see him back in, by the way, after he had gotten hurt or was down for an injury. Good to see him back in there. So Whalers start off ahead now. Well, that was going long. If the Whalers had left it, they might have gotten another point. Good put back there. Ashley with the first 2 points of this second game. Something that I talked about early was the Whalers, believe it or not, this is their first match since April 15th. It's April 29th, so almost, I'm sorry, it's April 27th, almost 2 weeks. Third straight point for the Whalers, though, so no rust showing here in Game 2. They've warmed up, that's for sure. And they did not play a bad Game 1. So they came in prepared. Lopes trying to keep it going, and that's going to go backwards. Somehow Durfee keeps it, but Brendan McDonald sent it the wrong way. Whalers can't save it this time. And the Hilltoppers will get their first point of Game 2, and they'll go on the serve. And it looks like Brendan Rocket will be serving. Nope, it's going to be Tristan Malarkey. Malarkey coming back in for McDonald. And the serve is low, and he'll give it right back to New Bedford. So 4-1, New Bedford up here in Game 2. Again, it's a best-of-5 match. Durfee with that 1-0 lead after winning Game 1. Nice save there by Connor Roy, playing it back. New Bedford getting the point, saying it was just barely out of bounds. Howard put a lot of power behind it, but just off the side. And we can tell the back courts pretty well, but the side courts, the vantage point here, it's a little bit blurred, I guess you could say, because of the angle we're at. So the official's right on the line. Give him the benefit of the doubt there. It was definitely close. Ashley will end up getting the point for New Bedford. Okori went down to save it, but he didn't get enough loft on it. Malarkey could not dig it out. 6-1, the largest lead for either side through the early goings. And that's a tough serve there for Condi. That one not over the net, so Durfee gets a point back. 6-2 now. And Mark Okori will serve for the Hilltoppers, a junior captain. Mark Okori. Good block at the net. Ashley with a lot of power behind it sends it long and out of play. Trevor Green was denied. Ashley came back, couldn't keep it in, so 6-3 now. Durfee trimming the lead back just a little bit. Cutting the deficit, I should say. Pena plays it. Oh, nice put back at the net there. Another good put back by Howard, playing good D. That's off of Howard. New Bedford with the point. Ashley, a huge present up front in Game 2. He's been big. Coming in now for the first time, number 8, Desmond Jernigan for the Whalers. He'll play up front with Ashley and Trevor Green. Whistle blows. New Bedford gets the point. They're up by 5 again, 8-3. Neither side wasted a timeout in that first game. If this deficit gets a little bit larger, you might see Coach Kelly call a timeout. Durfee will get one back, though, now, so it's 8-4. Joe Camara and Connor Riley playing up front right now for the Hilltoppers. So Camara back in there. Rocket coming out. Howard on the serve. Look out for Ashley. No, this time it's going to be Green. They'll set up Ibrahim Naata. Oh, all of the Hilltoppers are saying that it was touched. They gave New Bedford the point. It was hard to tell with the naked eye from here, I'll tell you that. But you folks at home, as the Whalers get another point and up their lead to 6. You guys at home watching this on cable, if you have DVR, hit the rewind button, take another look at that one. 10-4 the score now. Ashley will serve again. Matthew Lopes back at the front of the net, and he is dangerous, so we'll keep an eye on him, number 15 for the Whalers. Trying to set up Naata again. This time he gets through, and this time he gets the point. Makes it 10-5. Connor Riley will serve. Durfee going to get the point. Look out for Lopes. Wow, Lopes gets so much power when he goes up the ladder. He leaves nothing to waste. Gets another point. Riley going to set up Naata again. And that is going to be just inside. Oh, they said it was touched, actually. So it did land outside. Again, the vantage point tough, but to find the lines. It looked like it was in from here. Might have been out, but they're saying it was touched. So either way, it doesn't matter. Tanaka will serve. Look out for Lopes. This time it's going to be Eli Condi getting the point. And Connor Roy will serve. Rocket plays it. And Durfee will get the point. So 12-8. Sakai Howard coming in for... Looks like he came in for Naata. Riley's going to set up Mark Corey, and Pena plays it back. It's going to fall in New Bedford zone. Oh, what a good effort by Logan Haight. Trying to put it back, but the Hilltoppers were playing the net too. And the height advantage that time went to Durfee. So now it's a 3-point game. Durfee trimming back what was a 6-point deficit. Now it's a 3-point lead for the Whalers, 12-9. Make it 2. Sakai Howard putting it down. So it's 12-10. Rocket will continue to serve. Another good serve. Haight to Green. And could not handle it that time. Rocket let it go. Oh, that was Condi again. I'm sorry. Number 13 is Condi. Matthew Lopes giving it a ride. Who wants it? No, they fake it. That was interesting. Another fake, and it hurts the Whalers. Ashley and Condi playing with fire. They just gave a point back and possession back. Not quite sure what happened there. Definitely some miscommunication. Malarkey on the serve. Just over the net, skims the top. Ashley gives up on it, didn't like the set, so he'll give it back to Durfee. Sakai Howard, no. Marco Corey, and it's long. Durfee gets the point, though. Durfee's come all the way back to within one and can tie it 13 aside here with Malarkey serving. Roy to Haight, goes back. Oh, baby, Eli Condi. Didn't see that one coming. They went behind him. Logan Haight went behind himself, over the shoulder. And sneaking in was Condi. Get possession back. Corey with the soft touch. New Bedford will get the point. 15-12. It goes into the net. Riley couldn't get there in time. 16-12 the score now. New Bedford pulling back ahead with the 4-point lead. Trevor Green will continue to serve. Rocket going down. Ashley with the finish on the return. 5-point game here in game 2. 17-12 New Bedford. If you're just joining us, folks, Evan Massoud with you from the Luke Urban Fieldhouse, Durfee High. The Whalers visiting the Hilltoppers in Big 3 boys volleyball. You're on Fred TV. Durfee up 1-0. The Whalers trying to even the score. They lead game 2, 17-12. Make it now 17-13. The Toppers get one back. Coach Burgess questioning the call. Conversation over. Back to the action. Pena plays the serve. Ashley blocked at the net. Sakai Howard and Joe Camara with the denial. They get one back. So Okori will keep serving. Roy to Haight. Here's Green. Floats it over. The set for Howard. He gets it over. Ashley trying to put it down. Cannot. Camara will set it. Okori will bounce it off the net. Now sending it back is Green. The set for Howard. No, for Camara, and he's blocked. What a save, but the Hilltoppers will get it. Rocket played it, but it went out of bounds. I'm sorry, Malarkey played it. It went out of bounds, so the Whalers will get it back. They get the point. Rocket sends it back. Okori now sending it to the Whalers. Didn't get a good look. Ashley will drop it in no man's land. It really has been all New Bedford in this match. They've definitely looked, or in this game rather, they've looked better than Durfee here in game 2. Pretty evenly split in game 1, but New Bedford has made a lot more plays. And now we got a timeout actually called by Coach Burgess of the Whalers. So the Whalers burning the timeout here, up by 5. Actually, a little bit surprised to see that, if I'm being honest. especially with the lead, but nonetheless, Whalers on the timeout. Brendan Kelly talking to his team as well on the Hilltopper side. .75 seconds on the timeout. Back to the action. So it's a minute 15 anytime timeout is called. And that was Logan Height on the serve. Ashley trying to put it away, cannot. Riley will set up Howard. Howard sends it out. Just a little out of bounds again. He's got the right idea, but can't seem to get it to stay in bounds. He's getting good power behind it, but he's not catching the breaks. So 20-14, the Whalers ahead. Now Corey plays it on the return, and now he'll have to backpedal to send it back over. A tough set there. Green off of Kamara for the 7-point lead. Whalers trying to make this one a little bit of a blowout now in game 2. Largest lead for either side in these first 2 games. Howard, nice touch that time. He keeps it in. And it's now a 6-point game again. Howard will now serve. Ibrahim Naata back in. Rocket with the libero out. Ashley knocks Malarkey to the ground. That's how much power he had behind that one. And now he's going to serve. And you know what? They're playing right to what Coach Burgess told me before the game. He said they are the Whalers are an extremely strong team. Naata, though, gets one back for Durfee. But New Bedford, an extremely strong team. A very good bunch of athletes who love the sport. And you can tell because they're into it. And particularly here in game 2. We saw it in game 1, but right here in game 2, we're seeing the strengths of New Bedford outpowering Durfee on a lot of instances. Naata's going to get another look. Soft touch this time, and it falls. So 2 straight for Durfee. It's 22-17. Riley on the serve again. Height will set up Matthew Lopes. Now to Joe Kamara on the far side. It's going to bounce back. Lopes has to play it. That's the 3rd touch back to Durfee. Riley will set up Kamara again. And it is out. Yeah, those backcourt calls are much easier to see. And then on the lines that are playing perpendicular to us, it's very difficult to tell. But that one clearly out. Lopes playing the net. Naata gets the set now. Back to Lopes. Kamara digs it out. Corey gives it up, sends it back. They'll play defense again. And it's going to be game point for the Whalers. 24-17, definitely up by more than 2. Trevor Green will serve on game point here in game number 2. Try to even it up. Oh, Eli Condi getting a little over anxious. He didn't get it over the net. The set was a little lower, too, that time, but Durfee lives to serve out one more time here. They live one more serve. Let's see. Height will set up Condi with the reprieve. Okori digs it out, and he'll get the set from Riley. What a block! And that'll do it in game 2. So after Durfee takes game 1, 25-23, the Whalers take game 2 convincingly, 25-18. So we're all knotted up, one game aside in this best-of-5 match. So we know we'll see at least 4 games. Guaranteed for 4 right now, with both teams grabbing a game here. Game 3 coming up in about 2 minutes or so. Evan Massoud with you here on Fred TV Channel 9. Varsity boys volleyball here. Spring sports coverage of Big 3 action between Durfee and New Bedford. Again, the Whalers at 5-1. Off to a good start. 1-0 in the league. They can take first place in the league with a win, because Durfee would be 0-2. Brockton would be 0-1. I'm sorry, Brockton is 1-1 now. So New Bedford can take over first place if they win this. If Durfee wins this, everybody will be tied at 1 win and 1 loss. Now, you know, we talk about the Big 3 a lot here on our broadcast whenever we have a matchup between, say, Durfee New Bedford or Durfee Brockton. Now, here's some inside scoop that I was privy to over the last week. So I haven't seen the viewers. You guys haven't heard from us since basketball season in the playoffs. So this is our first spring game that we're doing in full. And just recently, I was informed that in a league close by, the Old Colony League, in which Dartmouth, Bridgewater Rainham, and Barnstable play, I'm hearing rumblings that Barnstable is leaving the Old Colony League, which is also a 3-team league like the Big 3. That would leave it to a 2-team league. That just doesn't really work. So it's possible, this is unconfirmed, and we're working the story. We promise you we'll bring it to you on Fred TV as soon as we know. So you want to like and follow our Facebook page, Fred TV Sports. We'll have updates, especially if this story does break for certain. It has not been confirmed, but right now what we're hearing is that the Big 3 could become a 5-team league, with Dartmouth and Barnstable joining New Bedford, Durfee, and Brockton. That's what the sources are saying right now. It would be interesting, that's for sure. I mean, Durfee plays Dartmouth, Barnstable, and Bridgewater Rainham in most sports, and the same can be said for Brockton and New Bedford. So when it comes down to it, basically the games would just mean a little more, rather than them just being, you know, regular games throughout the season that don't have an effect on the standings. Now they would be conference games. My bid, or my, if anybody's listening, if anybody out there who has a say in it, call the league the South Coast 5. Giving some thought to it. Your cameraman today is giving me the shaking his head. Brandon Arrayes says, unbelievable. Brandon, one of our seniors at Fred TV, I know he's going to miss Evan bantering with himself, right? He also liked how I referred to myself as the third person. All right, enough of me. Enough of the rambling. Back to the action. Durfee and New Bedford tied at 1, game apiece, and Durfee strikes first in game 3, getting the first point. One of these days, Brandon, we're going to mic you up while you're doing camera. So I'm not talking to myself. He's shaking his head. You could have seen the reaction at home, folks, from the man behind the camera. He says, no way. New Bedford gets a point back. in real time this match, almost an hour old. So we thank you for sticking with us. Corey going to get a point as Pena went down trying to save it, sent it over the scorer's table in the other direction. So Durfee gets it back. Malarkey will serve. Tanaka will send it over. Corey, Howard, and Tanaka were there. Oh, and that was played nicely by the Whalers. They kind of found a weak spot in the Hilltoppers' defense. Rocket had to go to his left, and nobody else was there to back him up. So we're tied at 2. That's a good serve. Logan Haight with the ace. Pena doing a little dance out there in the blue libero. It's all good. That one out, though. Just a little long. Hilltoppers laid off of it. And we're tied at 3. Folks, we want to remind you, too, that if you happen to catch this broadcast, you're just tuning in, you missed the first part. If you want your own copy, we do offer DVDs for $10. Go to fredtv.us, and there is a link at the top on the toolbar called Request Forms, and you can fill out a DVD request form. We'll make you a copy. Send it to you, regular mail. We have basically every game that we've done this year and last year. We have actually quite a few games. Everything should be on DVD. I know this year, the games that we've done a lot more full broadcasts the 2015-2016 school year than we have in the past. We've been able to expand our coverage this year, which has been great to give you more full games rather than just highlights. For those of you who have followed our station, you know that I used to do highlights and was the sports anchor for Common Thread News on our government channel, Fall River Government TV on Channel 18. Did that for 3 years, so we did more highlights. But now we are doing more full games, and it tends to work out better because you're getting to see more action in the end. So we're really enjoying bringing you this action. We haven't done volleyball in full for broadcast in eons, seriously, long before I came. So that's going to be just out of bounds. Durfee will take back over with the lead. So great to be doing volleyball. We brought you football and soccer in the fall. Hoping to bring you some baseball in the coming weeks because the Durfee boys will be heading home after starting much of the season on the road. So they'll be coming home for a slew of games to wrap up the spring in the second half of their schedule. So we should have some baseball coming to you as well. Of course, softball's on the docket as well. And hopefully we'll bring you some lacrosse as well. Lacrosse, an up-and-coming sport. Bishop Conley with the only lacrosse team in the city. I would love to see lacrosse added to the Hilltoppers listing of spring sports. That would be fantastic. But nonetheless, yes, we do have a lot of games on file. Anything that sticks out in your mind, send us a request form. If we have it, be happy to fulfill that order. Got a timeout on the court. Coach Kelly calling timeout for the Hilltoppers. They'll have just over a minute to discuss and collaborate. It's 8-6, New Bedford here in Game 3. Durfee really in need of a win here. We've seen this over the last few seasons. Pretty much 500 team. They have missed the playoffs a couple times of late. Say over the last 5 years, 5 seasons, they've made the playoffs. I think 2 times, if memory serves right. But even then, they were a lower seed. Didn't necessarily have a home match, being around that 500 mark. usually you're a lower seed in the tournament bracket. So at 3-4 right now, again, fairly similar to years past. I know Coach Kelly would love to have them get back to the playoffs. That's always the goal. But he always tells me as well that you got to take it one game at a time. So playoffs, playoffs, playoffs. But you can't look too far ahead because then you lose sight of what you're doing in this instance. So at 3-4, Durfee does need a win, especially since they lost their first Big 3 match to Brockton early in the season with their 0-1 record. Tonight's game, a crucial one for the hometown boys. They trail by 2 in Game 3. Both teams with 1 win so far. Durfee took Game 1. Whalers took Game 2. So we're knotted at 1 in the best-of-5 series. Durfee gets a point back, and they trail by 1 in Game 3. McDonald subbing in for Malarkey for the Hilltoppers. Riley will serve. Joe Camara to Riley. Back to Joe. And he drops it right into the middle of the players there. Is that like kind of Bermuda Triangle effect when they're all set up if it falls in the middle. And it happened that time again, so we've seen it a couple times tonight. Pena playing the serve this time. And having to flip it over will be Anthony Felix Rivera. His first action. Oh, baby! Trevor Green went down like a bowling pin. Not going to lie there. Couldn't handle it. It was like slow motion in real time. So a good spike there from Naata at the net. Durfee ahead for the first time in this game. And they'll get it back. Naata with the set. No, Camara will try to finish it off. Height will save it. And Rivera sends it back. Riley with the set again. Naata can't finish it. Whalers get the point. They're saying that Naata touched the net. He's not buying it, but able to accept the call. They say accept it and move on. Still a lot of volleyball to play in this one. We've hit the 1 hour mark. And we've played almost half of the maximum, really. Naata getting another point. We're almost halfway through Game 3, and if it went to 5, we've basically reached the halfway point in the match. But no guarantees it'll go to 5. Never know. We're guaranteed to see a 4th match. Of course, this Game 3, though, a pivotal game. Because then whoever has the 2-1 lead can try to win out in Game 4. Matthew Lopes will go on the serve now, tied at 10. Up into the rafters. Rocket will wait for it to come down, and Okori sends it back over. Naata with the putback. Going over the net to knock it down. Did not even give Ashley a chance to play it. He subs out for Howard. I'll tell you, Naata's been a big part of the Hilltoppers' game plan this afternoon, this evening. Roy digs it out. Not too high, though. It's going to be trouble. Gets over, though. Nice save by Condi. Oh, look at that, Hilltoppers. It's like a pinball machine out there, too. Okori gets blocked. Ashley and Height at the net. Getting the stop and getting the ball back. That's too soft. Condi tried to give it that soft touch and just drop it in there, but he didn't get nearly enough height, so Durfee retakes that 1-point lead yet again. Malarkey will come back in and serve with a 12-11 lead in Game 3. Oh, that knocks over Tanako. We're seeing some vicious spikes from both sides tonight. This has been a really good match if you're just tuning in. It really has been a good match so far. Pretty close. Game 2 was a little bit of a runaway at the end for the Whalers, but once again, neck and neck here in Game 3. We're not seeing a lot of errors and fouls at the net. Most of the points are on clean spikes or clean defense. It's been really good, really fun to watch. That one a little long, though, from Mark Okori, and it gives a point back to the Whalers. And they will have possession now and get to serve. It'll be Logan Haight serving left to right. Toppers lined up, ready to play the return. They won't play the return as it hits the net. So that's 2 errant serves in a row for the Whalers, and they give Durfee back the ball. Okori will serve. Joe Camara back in for Tanako. Pena will play it. Haight will set up Trevor Green. Howard blocking at the net. Good point. 14-13 Durfee. Good serve from Mark. Green again. Soft touch this time. Okori sends it to Camara. He'll have to send it over the net to Green. Green will get the set. Rocket. Howard. Who wants it? Durfee's going to get the point. Coming back to me here. There we go. Sending it back. Mark it on your calendars, folks, the time and date. First time Evan's been in the game in any respect. Durfee with a 2-point lead. Camara makes it 3. 16-13. Oh, they're giving New Bedford the point now. Well, Coach Kelly not happy with that call. You know, Brendan is, he doesn't show a ton of, when he doesn't like a call, he just kind of turns the head and that's it. All right, yeah, whatever. Move on. Honestly, that happened right in front of us. It didn't look like Camara got his hand on the net. Nonetheless, poetic justice. He gets this point. This is a clean point, and Durfee back with a 2-point lead. Sakai Howard on the serve. Oh, Riley saving it. Naata just taps it into no man's land. Durfee up by 3. But that one really was kept alive by Connor Riley. Give him some credit on that one. Camara gets the clean point that time. 4-point game. Durfee on a little bit of a run here. Howard serves again, just over the net. Oh, that's going to fall. Naata and Camara trying to block it, and a little cue ball basically riding the top of the net, and it finally fell, and it fell in Durfee's territory. So New Bedford gets it back now. Riley will set up Naata, who wants more, and he gets more. He's not afraid to celebrate. It's unbelievable. And I'll tell you, Naata's the same way, and we've seen him play soccer as well the last few years. He has been a great hilltopper. Going to miss him. He is a senior this year. We're going to miss him next year, that's for sure. Camara gets the set. He'll just send it over. No kill shot. That is one, though, by Condi. Good placement there on the backside of the court. And it appears Connor Roy is going to serve right now. It is his turn up. 19-16. The Whalers will try to cut this deficit down a little more and perhaps take the lead back. Camara floats it. Pena plays it. They send it back. Riley back to his position in a hurry. Durfee scrambling all over the place. Nice save by Okori, but they're going to give the point to New Bedford. 19-17. Royal serve again. Oh, knuckleball that time. No spin on the serve at all. Watch out for Lopes at the net. Lopes gets the point. 1 point game. Whalers climbing back, trying to tie it up. 19-18. Durfee needs a stop here. Royal try to tie it up. Corey plays it. Riley sets. Naata! Oh, baby! All of the Whalers are adamant that it hit the foot. But I think it actually had to do with it going out of bounds in the air. I don't think it was the foot that was the issue. Because I'd say Roy hit it cleanly. I think that the net, we don't have the official boundaries here, but I believe if it hits the screen up top, it's out. But the rafters are safe. That's out of bounds, and Durfee up 3. (21-18). Couple close calls in these last few points, I'll tell you. That's going long, and Tanako sends it out. Whalers will serve again. It'll be Lopes. Lopes has had a little trouble harnessing his power on the serves. Not that time, though. Tanako, it ate him up. So it's 21-20 now. Rocket plays it. Riley will set up Akori. Goes up. Akori plays it. Naata can't play it that time. He hits it into the net, and we're tied at 21 in game 3. Best got to get to 25. Timeout, Durfee. They'll have 75 seconds to talk it over. Oh, this has been a really good game 3. Tightly contested, a little drama. Both teams getting in a bit of a groove. And tied at 21, got to get to 25. Both teams want to break up this tie. Both teams with 1 win each. And a win here in game 3 will give one of these teams a commanding 2-1 lead heading into game 4. It was a quick talk for the Hilltoppers. They will huddle up and break that huddle in less than a minute. 20 seconds to spare, in fact. Coach Burgett's going to use the time. They come together now on the Whalers bench with 10 seconds left in the timeout. So short timeout for both sides. Whalers will continue to serve. And it'll be Matthew Lopes. Trying to put New Bedford ahead. They haven't had a lead in quite some time. Naata to Akori. Nice play there by Green, able to keep it. Roy sends it back over. Rocket and Tanako getting together. Akori will try to put it away, and Matthew Lopes did not see that. His reaction was almost simultaneous with making contact. He didn't even see it. So 22-21. Durfee ahead. Rocket will serve. Green to Haight. To Ashley. Howard sends it back. New Bedford with the point. Went out of bounds. Ashley doing a little lap. Condi. Another short serve. That's 2 times in a row. He hasn't had a good feel on the ball. Malarkey back in. He'll serve. 23-22 Durfee. Just gets over. Good for the point. And we have a game point coming up. Durfee will try to serve out game 3. Tanako. Riley. Akuri. It's blocked. Nice job by Logan Haight, New Bedford. 24-23. It's still game point for the Hilltoppers. Still game point. As New Bedford can tie it up here. We have to play a few extra serves for the win. Akuri nails it. Puts the icing on game 3, and the Hilltoppers take a 2-1 lead. So we'll have just about 2.5 minutes before we continue on here and head to game 4. So again, we'll switch sides. So Durfee will now go left to right, New Bedford right to left. Game 4 about to begin here on Fred TV in this best of 5 varsity boys volleyball match between the visiting New Bedford Whalers and the hometown Durfee Hilltoppers. Big 3 action from the Luke Urban Fieldhouse. Evan Massoud with you on Fred TV. Durfee just took a 2-1 lead by winning game 3. They also won game 1, and they can win the match and tie things up in the big 3 if they can finish things off here with a game 4 victory. Otherwise, it'll have to go to a game 5 sudden death situation, something Durfee wants to avoid. Look at that save by Height. Hilltoppers will have to try it again. They get the point this time. They'll start with the 1-0 lead in game 4. Important to note, Durfee plays right to left in the first game. They won. New Bedford played right to left in the second game. They won. And Durfee just won game 3 playing right to left. Now they're playing left to right. So nobody from the left side has won. All the wins have come from whomever has been on the right side of the court. So maybe just a little something to think about if you're superstitious. We'll see what happens here if that trend continues. Green has to send it back. Out of bounds it goes. And Durfee gets it back. Tied at 2. Look, games 1 through 4, if they go 4 games, like in this match, you have to get up to 25 points. If it goes to a sudden death 5th game, that only goes to 15. So that's something to note as well, that if New Bedford happens to win this 4th game here, Game 5 is abbreviated. Sudden death goes up to 15. Oh, baby! Tyrin Ashley almost knocked down Malarkey again. He is a beast out there. Height will serve with the 3-2 lead. That's out. Tie it back up at 3. This match actually started a little late. Actually, about a half hour late, really, because JV went 3 games. It's, you know, there's always a variable because you just don't really know. New Bedford's going to get the lead back again. It's really hard to gauge when volleyball is going to end or start because you have that variable of a best of so many games. So best of 3 for JV. It could go 3, it could go 2. Varsity is even more of a variable because you're going to 5 games. So somebody could sweep in 3 or go all the way to 5. You just never know. Durfee gets it back. You know, it's not so much like a football or a basketball where you kind of have an idea based on the fact that you're playing to a clock and a clock is winding down. You know, sure, depending on fouls, timeouts, stoppages, etc., it'll have an effect on it, but you can kind of gauge. With volleyball, you just never know. Lopes gets it over, but the Hilltoppers keep it in play. He'll get another shot. Howard with another block. Rocket towards the net. It's going to fall. No! Dugout on the far side by Haight. Lopes can't put it away. What an effort by the Hilltoppers. About 3 different times it looked like they were dead in the water. They kept it going, and they get the point. Connor Riley will serve. Lopes with the touch. No point for the Whalers, though. Hilltoppers get the point. A little bit of yelling coming from the Whalers sidelines this time. That's a good point. Green getting one back. And they'll get the ball back, too. So the Whalers will go on the serve. Actually, it'll be Green serving as well. So we got the point, and now we move to the server's spot in the rotation, trailing 6-5 in Game 4. Riley. Here's Naata. Oh, man! Never gets old. Naata really has been a difference maker in this match when he's been in. He's had a great match. That's going to fall in no man's land. Nobody protecting that left side for the Hilltoppers towards the back. So the Whalers will get it back now. And entering the game is Clayton DeMello, his first action this evening. He'll get to serve. Akori plays it on the return. And Akori will try for the point. He will get the point. Matthew Lopes was late getting there. Trevor Green saying, let's go. Rocket will serve. We have liftoff. Oh, that eats up Connor Riley. And again, back and forth we go. Such a close game. Game 3 and so far this Game 4 have really been the 2 best so far. Game 1 was pretty close, but No, it just didn't seem as warmed up, let's say, as this one. This has been Game 3 was a great game in this match, and now Game 4 is turning out to be the same. Eli Condi ties it up at 8. That's long. Matthew Lopes, again, has all that power, but this is something we've seen be a problem for him tonight. Quite a few times that the ball has gone long on him when he served. Malarkey back in for McDonald. He'll serve. Up 9-8. Ashley sends it back to Tanako. Riley sets up Mark Okori. They keep it alive. And Okori's going to send it back. That's going to go out. And we're tied at 9. See if Condi's made any adjustments on the serve. His last 2 serves have gone into the net. He hasn't gotten enough on it. This time he does get it over. So he made some adjustments. That's good. Okori goes off Pena. Ashley trying with the soft touch. Okori with another chance. It's going to fall. Haight couldn't play it. He went down to the ground with the ball. And Okori, who just got the point and the lead for Durfee, will now get to serve. 10-9 Hilltoppers. Good serve from Okori. Pena plays it to Haight. And Condi tries to put it away. Rocket will send it back into the lights. Falling fast, and it's going to be New Bedford point. 10-10. Desmond Jernigan coming back in. His, I believe, second time into the game. Off the bench. Well, I should say second time of the match. Nice dig out by Pena. Durfee's got to reset. Camara will send it over. Oh, and it falls. Condi was looking the other way. Durfee back ahead by 1. Sakai Howard on the serve this time. To Condi. Haight. To Ashley. Ashley gets it back. We're tied at 11. Back and forth we go. Howard out. Rocket back in with the libero. Ashley will serve. Big presence up front with Green and Lopes. Falls out of play. Ashley upset with himself. It was a good serve, a good touch. Just fell a little to the left and out of bounds. McDonald's coming in now for Malarkey. And Riley will serve. Up 12-11. Coach Kelly making the call before the whistle, and he's right on. Durfee with the point. 13-11 the score. Riley serves again. Look out for Lopes. Lopes. Oh! Denied! Naata sticks the hand up using the height advantage. Going up the ladder for the point. Lopes could do absolutely nothing with it. Oh, good put back by Height. Had him fooled. That's something that from a setter position, if you can do that too, it catches the defense off guard, and that had a nice touch on it. We saw, years past, Joe Haneen, great Hilltopper, had over 1,000 assists. Yeah, he did that a lot, and he was great. Great at it. Jeff Dodonna, another one. The only 2 players with 1,000 assists for boys volleyball. Naata with another point. Toppers up by 3. Tanaka will serve. Big possession here. Hilltoppers would like to keep the ball for a few serves. Condi sends it to Tanako. They'll set up Akori. Akori will get the point. 4-point game now. Trevor Green getting frustrated. And a timeout call. Not surprised here. He gave that screen a bit of a hit on the right side. Whalers' frustration boiling over a little bit. Toppers will keep possession here. They'll continue to serve. 16-12, Durfee leads about halfway through game 4. Durfee leads 2-1. If they win this game 4, they will win this match. We're 90 minutes into this one. Tanaka will continue to serve when the Whalers come out of the timeout. Coach Burgess is going to use every second of that 75-second timeout. Gets the 15-second warning. And with 10 seconds, they'll go into the huddle. And we're back to the action. Pena back in with the libero. Some personnel changes there. Dug out by Lopes. Condi is blocked by Naata. Oh, he's playing the net so well today. Largest lead for the Hilltoppers. It's 5 points, 17-12. Pena to Height. Lopes blocked at the net by Naata. Oh my God. If he keeps this up, we're just going to get a recording of me saying that, and we'll just hit play every time. 18-12. Lopes to Haight. Condi will send the soft touch over. Akori for the point. Nice job, though, by Pena. Keeps it in. Condi with the kill. Out of bounds. 7-point lead for Durfee, and they're starting to pull away in game 4. And I wonder if, I mean, there's some great plays being made by Durfee, but some of the miscues, too, for New Bedford. I wonder if this is some of that rust from, you know, not being able to sustain a whole match. It's different than a practice, and they haven't played in almost 2 weeks, and I wonder if it's starting to show now. Things getting sloppy. Naata again at the net. Oh, my gosh. It's 20-12. Durfee with the point. Logan Haight cannot believe it. Neither can Coach Burgess. He can't believe it. Coach Burgess walking away with a bit of a grin. He's not buying that time. Condi has to wait. Not a good set. Naata is blocked. Nice job by Matthew Lopes, but no, the point going to Durfee. A 10-point lead for the Hilltoppers. Timeout, New Bedford. Wow. After the first timeout, it was 16-12. Another 6 points on the board for Durfee, so they're up by 10. A 6-0 run after that last timeout. And now the Whalers just have to do some damage control, but they're falling out of this one in a hurry. Not much to talk about on Durfee's side. Everything's working. 3 points away from a Big 3 win. Again, there's been some calls that have been really close. that have been tough to see even from our vantage point with the naked eye. So the officials right on the court, they're seeing it a lot closer than we are. So they're making the call, and there's been a lot of them that have been close that New Bedford has thought they've had, and I think it's getting the best of them. I think they're not putting it behind them, and that's, I think, something we're seeing here as well. Tanaka will serve again. Ashley is on the bench. That's important to note right now. Condi, blocked by Nata! Oh, my gosh. Have a game, why don't you? Unbelievable. What a performance individually over these last, say, 10 points by Naata. Height to Condi. Soft touch. Naata will play it. The set going on the far side. New Bedford finally gets themselves a point. It was just out of bounds. But it is still a 10-point lead for Durfee in this Game 4, in which they could win and finish off the match. They need 2 points. DeMello will serve. So Whalers will serve. It's Clayton DeMello, number 1. Akori to Riley. Naata. Pena with a good dig. Condi will try to get some points out of it. No. Akori. It is blocked. Durfee keeps it up. They send it back. Height will set up for Condi. Blocked at the net. Unfortunately went out of play untouched for the Hilltoppers. New Bedford will keep it. There was no contact by Condi as it was coming back in. He got out of the way. But again, though, just the presence of Naata. He's been such a difference maker. What a job there by Tanaka to keep it in. Condi sends it out. Match point coming up for the Hilltoppers. Brendan Rocket will look to serve out a big 3 win for the Hilltoppers. Condi sends it over. Tanaka to Riley. Akori will send it back. Green plays it. Height to Condi. Rocket will play it on the return. The set going to Mark Akori. Pena keeps it in. The whistles are blown. Durfee gets the win. A stunning turn of events here in Game 4 and what was really a very tightly contested back and forth match. Durfee with a convincing Game 4 win, 25-14. They outscored the Whalers, and they win the match in 4, 3-1, and they knot everything up in the Big 3. All 3 teams with 1 win and 1 loss. It's anybody's game now. Toppers back to 500 on the season. They hand New Bedford their 2nd loss overall and 1st in the league. Wow, what a great match. A good first match to be broadcasting here this spring. We really saw it all. Good competition, a lot of intensity. Like I said, best way to describe it, just a lot of fun. And we hope you had fun watching at home. So thanks for tuning in on Fred TV for this Big 3 volleyball match between Durfee and New Bedford. The Hilltoppers win it in 4 games, 3-1. We want to thank Tom Tarpey over at New Bedford for helping us out with some of the rosters, along with Coach Burgess. Of course, we thank Vic Pereira and the coaching staff here at Durfee as well, Brendan Kelly and his team, our cameraman, Brandon Arrayes. I'm Evan Massoud. We'll see you again real soon for more spring sports coverage on Fred TV.